Have you ever replayed the same conversation over and over again, wondering if you said the wrong thing? Or laid awake at night, while your brain refused to stop thinking? You tell yourself, I need to stop overthinking. But the more you try, the louder your thoughts become. Most people believe overthinking is a personality flaw. That you're simply too anxious, too emotional, or too weak to let things go. But what if that's completely wrong? What if your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do? Your brain was built to predict danger, solve problems, and prepare for the future. The problem is, it can't always tell the difference between a real threat and an imaginary one. So it keeps replaying the same thoughts, hoping to find an answer that doesn't exist. In this video, you'll discover why your brain can't stop overthinking, what's really happening inside your mind, and the science-backed ways to finally break free from the endless loop of thoughts. Imagine you're walking alone at night. You hear a sudden noise behind you. Within a fraction of a second, your heart begins to race. Your muscles tense. Your breathing becomes faster. Before you even turn around, your brain has already assumed something could be wrong. Thousands of years ago, this response kept our ancestors alive. If the sound was a predator, thinking too slowly could mean death. So evolution built a brain that always prefers to overreact, rather than underreact. Today, the predators are mostly gone. But your brain hasn't changed very much. Instead of worrying about wild animals, it worries about tomorrow's meeting, an unanswered text message, a mistake you made years ago, or a conversation that probably wasn't a big deal, until your brain decided to replay it 100 times. This is where overthinking begins. Most people believe overthinking means thinking too much. But psychologists describe it differently. Overthinking isn't productive thinking. It's repetitive thinking without resolution. Imagine trying to escape a maze. Instead of exploring new paths, you keep walking around the same corner, again and again, hoping something will magically change. That's exactly what your brain does. It keeps searching for certainty, even when certainty doesn't exist. One of the main reasons this happens is a small almond-shaped structure deep inside your brain called the amygdala. The amygdala acts like your internal alarm system. Its job is simple: detect danger, whether the danger is physical or emotional. The problem is, the amygdala isn't very good at telling the difference. To your brain, being embarrassed during a presentation can trigger many of the same alarm signals as facing a real physical threat. Once the alarm goes off, another part of your brain jumps into action: the prefrontal cortex. This is the part responsible for planning, analyzing, and solving problems. Normally, these two systems work together beautifully. The amygdala detects a possible threat. The prefrontal cortex evaluates it, then decides what to do. But under stress, something unexpected happens. The alarm never fully turns off. The prefrontal cortex keeps searching for solutions, even when no solution exists. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I made the wrong decision? What if something goes wrong tomorrow? Each question creates another question, and another, until your brain becomes trapped in an endless loop. Ironically, the smarter you are, the easier this trap can become. People with strong analytical skills often believe that if they think long enough, they'll eventually solve every problem. But life doesn't work that way. Many questions simply don't have perfect answers. Some outcomes can't be predicted. Some decisions will always involve uncertainty. Yet your brain hates uncertainty. Research has shown that for many people, uncertainty activates the brain almost as strongly as actual danger. In other words, sometimes your brain would rather hear bad news than hear no news at all. Because certainty, even unpleasant certainty, feels safer than the unknown. This explains why people constantly check their phones after sending an important message. Why they replay awkward conversations for days. Why they imagine dozens of future disasters that never actually happen. Their brain isn't trying to make them miserable. It's desperately trying to protect them. Unfortunately, the strategy no longer works. Instead of keeping you safe, it keeps you mentally exhausted. Hour after hour, your brain burns energy searching for answers that don't exist. And the longer the cycle continues, the more convincing your thoughts begin to feel. Eventually, you stop questioning the thoughts themselves. You start believing them. That's the hidden danger of overthinking. It doesn't just consume your time. It quietly changes the way you see yourself, other people, and the world around you. The strange part is, your brain believes it's helping. But in reality, it's building an invisible prison. One thought at a time. The good news is, your brain is not your enemy. It isn't trying to make you anxious. It isn't trying to ruin your happiness. It's simply following the same survival system that protected humans for thousands of years. The problem is, your brain was designed for survival, not for peace of mind. And once you understand that, everything begins to make sense. Psychologists have discovered something fascinating. The goal isn't to stop thinking. That's impossible. The goal is to stop believing that every thought deserves your attention. Imagine sitting beside a busy highway. Thousands of cars pass every hour. You don't chase every single one. You simply watch them go by. Your thoughts work the same way. Some are useful. Some are meaningless. Some are completely false. But overthinkers make one critical mistake. They climb into every passing car. Every thought becomes a journey. Every worry becomes another hour of mental exhaustion. This is why mindfulness has become one of the most researched psychological tools in the world. Mindfulness doesn't eliminate thoughts. It changes your relationship with them. Instead of saying, "Why am I thinking this?" you begin asking, "Do I need to follow this thought?" That tiny question changes everything. Researchers have also found that movement can interrupt overthinking surprisingly quickly. A short walk, exercise, cleaning your room, writing in a journal, even taking slow, deep breaths. These activities shift your brain away from endless internal analysis and reconnect it with the present moment. Another powerful strategy is accepting uncertainty. This may sound uncomfortable, but uncertainty is not the enemy. It's part of being human. No amount of overthinking can guarantee that tomorrow will go exactly as planned. No amount of worrying can prevent every mistake. And no amount of replaying yesterday can change what already happened. The more your brain searches for absolute certainty, the more trapped it becomes. Ironically, real peace begins when you stop demanding perfect answers. One question can free you from countless hours of overthinking. Instead of asking, "What if everything goes wrong?" ask yourself, "What if everything turns out better than I expect?" Your brain naturally predicts negative possibilities, but you can deliberately train it to notice positive ones too. Over time, those new patterns become stronger. Just like any other habit. Remember, your brain changes through repetition. Every time you choose to let an unnecessary thought pass, instead of feeding it, you're building a healthier neural pathway. You're teaching your brain that not every alarm deserves a response. Slowly, the endless mental noise begins to quiet down. Not overnight, but little by little. And one day, you'll notice something remarkable. The same situation that once kept you awake all night barely captures your attention. Not because your problems disappeared, but because your brain learned a new way to respond. Perhaps that's the greatest truth about overthinking. Freedom doesn't come from controlling every thought. It comes from realizing you don't have to believe every thought your brain creates. If this video helped you understand your mind a little better, don't forget to like subscribe and turn on the notification bell for Mind Unlocked. Every week, we uncover the hidden science behind your thoughts, emotions, habits, and decisions, helping you understand your brain, so you can take back control of your life. Until next time, remember this: your mind creates thousands of thoughts every day, but the thoughts you choose to follow are the ones that shape your future.